don't know if I should have done a mic check. Man, that's so weird. Why is it not? Alright, well, at least the live stream bot is working. We got one thing working. I need to bring up the thing bots, and then let's see our notifications. Bolo replied to me. Wait, what? Oh, because I retweeted this. Okay, then. Nah. All mid, no Viper V3, Super Strike, or Death Adder V4. What a bad take. Like big brand saying. What a terrible take. Okay, homie. Sorry, that guy on Twitter, you guys can't really see it, but some guy on Twitter, I tweeted that I received, let's see, let's make sure I don't flash my address. I tweeted, oh, you know what? I'll show it on the side camera. I got a whole bunch of mice. Saber V2 Pro, hello, chatter. The Imiku P1, I actually really want to try this one. We got the sleeve came off. Got that guy too, ATK A9 Air. Got a keyboard and the Saber V2 Pro in white. Unpopular opinion, I really like the shape. I'm probably going to throw some grip tape on it. I have a modded Diryu A950 wing, so I will keep this other one stock. Alright. But the focus of this stream is going to be the Attack Shark, which I suppose is like what I should get the heck onto, since that's the title of the video. But the Imiku P1, this one actually impressed me. I unboxed everything. This one impressed me. The Attack Shark, this is disappointing in one major way, and that is the weight. Sorry, my chat is not working. Let me bring it up here. So this is advertised. Let's see if it says it on the box. Where's the weight? Wait. Look at this email. Wait. Somebody email this. What? Gavin Cheng 2011 at hotmail.com. What? Notice how they do not say the weight anywhere on the box. Sus. On Amazon, this is an Amazon Vine review sample, so I will be publishing this to Vine. Let's see what's in the box, because it's advertised at 59 grams. Hey, Schwamper, good to see you. I'm so happy that, look at this, 67 grams. It's advertised at 59. That's insane. It's pretty back heavy too. I'm really glad, Schwamper, that you enjoyed the live stream with tech. Feedback's been pretty good. I can't believe that the audio was messed up. I forgot to do a sound check, which is insane. Anyway, let's see what's included. Their dongle is their little shark fin dongle. Okay, then. It was so good. Yeah, I know. I'm still salty about the audio. I really am. I need to get good. Dude, this headset is so freaking weird. I don't know if it's a... Check. I don't know if it's a Razer Synapse thing, but it seems like the settings kind of change on me with different reboots. How are you liking the mouse? You recommend it? What? Bro, I literally just got this today. I'm not calling this a review. I'll go over it, but we get ATK grip tape, which is good to see, and we get extra skates. The skates are just like the ATK Go skates. They're kind of like a deluxe skate meets a ROM skate. They're like ROM skates, but even thinner, or like Wise Owl skates, but even thinner. They're good. They're definitely good skates, but they're like 7 out of 10 skates. I wouldn't call them like 8 out of 10 skates. They're like a really good skate, but how can we make a really good skate but cheap? That's how it feels. This kind of feels like an ATK cable too. This is like insanely stiff. I remember in their Discord they had a poll for the dongle design. They had 2 different dongles, and I thought this one was kind of cringe. I don't know. I don't really care. Like, it's not huge, I guess, so it's not a huge deal, but like it ain't no WL Mouse Rubik's Cube. We also get their silly little stickers. Ignite your gaming journey, build your gaming empire. Let's see if this has the weight in it. I do want to see what they advertise the weight at. These usually do have the weight. Sorry, I'm going to be boring and read RTFM. Mikko's V9 Turbo S. Now, I have a Turtle Beach Atlas Air coming inbound. Okay, here we go. Okay, so it is advertised $39.50 Nordic 54L15. Stupid DPI steps, 1200, 2400, 3200. Okay, then. 500 milliamp hour battery, 59 plus or minus 3 grams. I'm on opticals. Okay. And it's coming in at, again, 60. Coming in at 67. That's pretty criminal, dude. Daz got this yesterday, and his copy is also 67 grams. I am desperately hoping that I open it up and it's going to have like an 800 milliamp hour battery in it. I am not hopeful, though. Also, grip tape. I love it when they give you good quality grip tape and then they fold it to get it into the packaging. Anyway. So this is weird. Attack Shark, IPI, Uweedon, all of them have this like zippy sounding. I don't know if you guys can you guys hear this on the microphone? It has that zippy feeling coating in it. Or not coating, but finish, and it feels like crap. Alright, let's actually get into the mouse now. Finally, like 5 minutes in. Alright. And I'm calling this an overview because I have not actually used the mouse and wait a second, chat. I should be smart and I should actually turn this on and make sure it works, because if I had a DOA unit that I can't warranty, then that's a problem, right? Okay, we're gonna peel. So you guys get to witness the peel. Cool, okay. You guys want to know how much this weighs? This better be an 8-gram film. Half a gram. Interesting. That's actually heavier than I thought. Alright, so real quick, we're going to turn it on. Okay, it does in fact work. 67 grams. Damn, yeah, I know, dude. Alright, well, it does in fact work. Scroll wheel works. Forward, back buttons work. Cool. Okay. Okay. So there's a few things in this that are very premium, and there's a few things that are not so premium. Let's get into it. I got this from Amazon Vine, but these are sold on Amazon right now for $93-ish, excuse me, with a $19 off coupon. So they're around $74. Amazon Prime shipped. 67 grams, $39.50. Omron Opticals. Let's talk. The shape is a Viper V3 Pro clone, if you guys haven't figured that out. It's a direct clone to ATK X1 is slightly different. The waist curvature is a little bit farther forward. Uweedon S9 is identical. Mcho's K7 is identical. This one is also identical. Piranha Mouse Mods. Zen has a little bit flatter sides. They're not quite as tapered. So I actually really like this shape. Omron Opticals feel very good in it. Not a lot of side-to-side play on the main buttons. This actually feels like a well-built mouse. No real flex on the bottom. Oh my gosh, the front of it's really solid. Yeah, no, it feels like a premium product for sure. The Omron Opticals do have a fair bit of travel. Daz's are like insanely loud. My left mouse feels very good. My left mouse feels like 8 out of 10. That's good. It's not like the best Omron Optical implementation I've felt, but I would call this like a A tier implementation. My right mouse feels too light and kind of crunchy. That's a shame. I had the same issue with my Attack Shark V8. My left and right mouse buttons were very different. Side buttons are actually very good. There is some teeter-totter, but I like that they're glossy. Makes for a texture difference. They're pretty much identical to the Viper V3. And they do not have a lot of travel and they're rather light. I actually like a heavier side button personally. Scroll wheel is an Attack Shark decision. There are basically no defined steps. I would call this like 3 out of 10 tactility. Can you do individual steps? Yes, but you have to like harness all 3 of your brain cells to do it. Middle mouse is quite spammable. The scroll wheel is actually CNC machined aluminum, I assume. It feels very solid, a very spammable middle mouse. But you can clearly tell people who choose a very smooth scroll wheel, I get it, it's very quiet, but as soon as you start spamming middle mouse, you inadvertently scroll the mouse. We talked about skates. who got it for you. I'm sorry, I'm slow to read chat, Lauren. Yeah, my wife actually got this for me while feeding the baby at like 2:30 in the morning because Vine, they drop things in your like recommendation feed for you to review or request review samples of at like different times. So, yeah, the good stuff, I don't know, it feels like you got to log on at weird hours to get the good stuff. That's pretty much the mouse. Coating. Oh, I didn't talk about the coating. Yeah, it's this zippy zip texture. So there is no coating to it. There's no rubberized coating or like spray on coating that I can tell. Unfortunately, this is much like the IPI Chi. It is not like the Ueden. Let me grab both of them. Oh yeah, I can tell immediately. Oh, it's the most textured out of all of them. Also, look at the color difference. This is like a pretty setup. Look at that, huh? Maybe it looks prettier in person. Dude, the IPI turns like blue comparatively. Look at that. Yeah, you're gonna trap the mouse. Yeah, that's crazy. Mousetrap. Because they don't want to do the one that like decapitates. Yeah. Yeah. Anatel on the bottom is just like a specification thing, a wireless standard. I don't know. A lot of Attack Shark stuff does that. Don't ask me why. Maybe I thought it was a Brazil thing. So I've actually sanded down my IPI Chi, so this one feels rather smooth. But yeah, the Ueden, this still has a zippy zip, but it feels smoother. Whereas this, the zippy zip feels more. I don't know. You see how like this looks swirled and this look. I don't know if it's that the Ueden actually has a coating or if it's just like a finer. I think it's just that the Ueden's like a finer hatching pattern. Yeah. So the Attack Shark, I am doing an overview here and gonna disassemble it because I'm really not happy with the mouse how it is stock. The encoder is like stupidly way too smooth. The weight is stupidly too heavy, and the lack of a coating is a stupid oversight. So, but like the rest of the mouse is really solid. Viper V3 with Armon opticals in it. It's like your only option nowadays, right? Unless you solder them in yourself, like somebody does on this channel. Oh, weight balance I didn't talk about. It's back heavy, unfortunately. You have to pick it up. I guess the sensor. Yeah, you're picking it up like slightly below the sensor lens. I don't know, man. Where I grip the mouse, which is like this, so I think a pretty normal grip, it feels back heavy. Like it pivots down. They increase the weight for the memes. Yeah, do you guys have any questions on it? Any shape comparisons you want? Maybe I will grab. I used my Viper V3 Pro at work today. Grab my little work baggie. Yes, I'll throw some ice in a bag and I'll just bring this to work and I'll like use them throughout the week. So what did I have? PMM, Zen, 8K, Viper V3. chose A7X. I got a second one on the way too. Yeah, Crazy Light Mini and G-Wolves HTM Plus. So unfortunately, the HTM Plus, I think I might have to sell it. The shape just isn't quite for me. The chose A7X is the best GPX clone I have used. Crazy. Everyone forgot about it because it was too expensive. The Crazy Light, I think I'm going to sell. I keep forgetting. For whatever reason, the Feynman feels great in my hand. And the Crazy Light Mini just does not at all. So, yeah, the Feynman actually feels quite nice in my hand, but this is Boardsy's and he ripped out the side buttons for reasons. I don't know. And then PMM Zen 8K. How does this compare? Let's check out some Viper clones here. What's the battery? 500 milliamp hours. I like to see a comparison against ATK Ghost or IPI equivalent if you have it. Yes, I do. I have actually ATK X1. I don't have a Ghost. I have the Ghost is smaller. I have tried Daz's Ghost, and so off of memory, the Ghost is smaller and has less taper. The sides are more vertical. Yeah, you need the pacifier. But I do have the ATK X1, so let's see here. I even have the Ueden. Oh, it's base sanded though, so I can't grab that for you. Sorry, chat. Okay. Okay, so ATK X1, the side taper is the furthest forward, but not by much. Otherwise, let's see, button height. The comfort grooves are slightly different on the X1 also. These three are all very similar. The main difference, I think, is the Piranha. The side, are the side buttons farther back? No. No. Sorry, I'm just formulating thoughts here. Man, the Viper V3's coating is so good. So is the Piranha's. So the Piranha's insides feel flatter, which weirdly, to me, it makes them feel like bulging, like rounded. But they're not. When you look at them, they look straight. But that's just like an effect on the hand. I don't know if it doesn't taper. Viper V3 feels the best just because of the coating, I think. And then ATK X1 has more forward bias side buttons. This used to be my favorite. I don't know. This week at work, I have put a lot of time on the Viper V3. And I'm not going to lie, guys. If I was just going to like quit mouse stuff tomorrow, and I could only pick like a couple mice to keep, this would probably be one of them. This is modded down. I don't even think I did a battery swap. All I did was change the skates. And then obviously the colors. I'd made this what I call zebra. 52 grams. And it has such a good coating. Like the only downside to this is the clicks, are the ratios, which are like still like one of the better ratios, but still ratios. All right, well, I think that's, let's see. You guys are here for the X11. They feel very, very similar. Viper's scroll wheel might come up a little bit taller. It's a smaller wheel overall too, compared to this. How about the right side? It's tough to sometimes compare shapes when the surface texturing is so different. This is rubberized and this is really slick. I would say these are very similar though. I even have, nope, never mind. I can't show you. It's base sanded. Yeah, I have a bunch of stuff I need to get through and finish base sanding, but that's not what we're here for. So, did I miss the weigh-in? Yeah, dude, here you go. 67 grams. It's so disappointing. Oh my gosh, it's just so heavy. Please, I hope I open it up and it's like 66 because I took off the film. And I hope so badly that it has an 800 milliamp hour in it. But why don't we get pictures for Reddit and we'll post the disassembly like I always do to Reddit. Okay, let's do the skates. By the way, there's somebody linked me, MeSweeX, who's a regular viewer, linked me to a Russian guy on YouTube who like dips one of these pry tools in ethanol and he takes the skates off without like bending them at all. Does ethanol like dissolve the adhesive though? Oh, this adhesive is coming off pretty easily. Nice. Nice. Okay. And we do have screws under the front. Is it a Viper V3 Pro clone? Yes, it is. Go back in the stream. I'm not going to open it up, but if you go back in the stream to where I'm reading the manual, there's dimensions there. I think it's 126.5. I didn't read them off, but yeah, go back to where I opened the manual. So these skates, they're a very good skate. They have that layer, that they're, you know, 2 layers to them, which is very nice to see. And they're nice and big, definitely an upgrade over the ATK X1 in terms of size, but in terms of feel, these are identical to the X1. The ATK Ghost. Ignore X1, I meant Ghost. Unfortunately, these are not going to be very heavy skates. Yeah, I was going to guess, if these were a thicker skate, I would guess like 2.5 grams, but these are going to be more like 2 grams on the nose. I just want to know where the weight's coming from, right? Yeah. And then, I mean, if you guys don't know, here's evidence. This isn't like a carbon. It's not like made out of carbon fiber. They may do some sort of polymerization, but dude, why didn't they just texture the mouse? Like, it's like painted texturing is pretty good. It's like a semi-gloss. Yeah. Do you think the gold side button paint might come off? Also, EV a bit high for the white mouse if you keep it in the middle. Oh, okay. Thank you. I can adjust that. It's at -8 right now. All right, there's -14. Is that better? That might be better. I can even drop it. This is -20. This is the lowest. What did I have it at before? Yeah, okay. Okay, thank you, Mike. Yes, I appreciate the feedback live, by the way, guys. It's totally on me that the audio was borked for the Tekusai review. But if you guys ever see something off, please. I'm a terrible podcaster. I'll be the first to say that. I'm going to call that 1.9 grams on the skates. I don't know. Do I want to reuse these skates? I might want to put them back on, but I also wouldn't mind saving like 1.5 grams by going to dots. I have so many good dot skates too. He was very good. I'm so glad you guys are giving fantastic feedback. Thank you. Yeah, he was absolutely fantastic. I want to like it's so tough when you're live too. And it's like I just wish we could just keep talking, but I have to be respectful of everyone's time. And Tech wanted to keep talking too. He was like literally dying of starvation or something. I don't know. Sure, I'll get a picture of the bottom here. I like to sometimes get a picture of the bottom so people can know where the screw holes are at. The center skate I didn't talk about, it's utter garbage on this. The center skate is utterly useless. I don't know why Attack Shark does this. It's just there for cosmetic reasons. Seriously. It's not rounded at all. It's thin. It doesn't protrude past the ridge that it sits in. I thought Tekasai was there. Still not convinced he isn't. Yeah, the pod really was awesome. I learned about 3950 effective on glass. Yeah, I didn't know that either. I had heard about it, but I hadn't seen anyone articulate it coherently, so I just thought it was kind of a placebo thing. Wrong screw bits, driver bit. Tech told so much about the singularity. I wanted to know about the price, but he told so much more. Yeah, the story when he was like, I got a story. That was fantastic. And he spoke very articulately. He was very articulate. I worry sometimes that I can talk in circles. I've been trying to say and other filler words less. Sometimes it's okay to just pause. I also feel that pausing can be disruptive too, though. Dude, these screws are in there good. Damn, son. Attack Shark employees, like, get this effing mouse out of my... Yeah, those were screwed in good. Okay. So let's see how this guy comes apart. Sorry, this is going to be kind of off camera because I'm... There we go. Oh. Okay, here's some of the weight. We do have like a structure to it. And a huge ass ribbon cable. Okay. That's kind of complicated, huh? Again, I'm going to put better pictures on Reddit as I always do. I still haven't updated my spreadsheet. Yeah, this M-Chose's, this like multi-structured design I'm really not a fan of, where they do the, it's just not necessary. T-Evolution sent out to the reviewers a marketing survey about developing their next mouse, which is, by the way, a G303 copy. It sounds like they're going to be doing. And in it, he asked if they should do one of these button click structures. And I really hope his feedback was no, because that's what I voted, and as long as you make the mouse well, you don't need that for rigidity. Look at what happened to the friggin' Ninjutsu Sora V3. It's a step backwards in quality. Oh, 9.7 grams, chat. I'm disappointed. I was so excited for this mouse, and I'm so disappointed. It's heavy because of the PCB. Not much you can do there. Also, wall thickness on this upper shell is rather... Yeah, like, build quality is solid, but, like, I don't know. Ueden manages to do a 59-gram mouse that feels just as good, if not better, than this. I have the SkyPad 3.0, but I had a crappy bottom feed design. When it dips down the middle, it causes my mice to wobble. Oh, yuck. Logikeel. Tis a big boy. Yeah, alright. Get some more photos for Reddit. Sensor is labeled 3950 max. I don't know. I don't think I'm going to sell this mouse. I just love the Viper V3 shape so much. I don't think I'll feel bad about modding this mouse, though. Attack Shark stuff, like, I don't think... Is this going to retain its resale value? I don't know. This isn't sold on AliExpress. It was crazy, though. My wife said that she got it from Vine. I was like, no way. I was actually going to buy one from AliExpress. I was just waiting for it to come up because the anniversary sale is... What? This starts Monday, the 16th, right? What's your favorite Attack Shark mouse? Oh, probably... My collection is organized by manufacturer. You guys want to see? Magnetic phone charger mounts for the win. This is my Attack Shark row here. So X1, fantastic Viper mini shape. This one's modded by base sanding, battery swap, on opticals. Great little shape. Needs a no dock, please, and a lower weight and a coating. Other than this would be really good. R2 is probably my favorite. Really nice S-tier armor and optical implementation. Holes in the side is rather unfortunate. I base sanded the bottom so I could fit on larger skates. R3 and Mamba Snake M5 are the same shell. IPI float, same thing. The R6 is a slept-on release. This is like a Sora Mini. Nice coating, glossy side buttons, decent skates, low weight, armor and opticals that feel pretty decent. X6, old version, old mouse. I never used that thing. X11, this is a super glossy one that I made. And I actually really like it, but it's 3311. X3, slept-on mouse. Same shape as the R2. I actually really like this one. And then IPI Chi or Attack Shark R11, same thing. So out of those, my favorite R2 probably. Yeah, X1 has the most potential. Good question. Fixed after... I hear you twice for some reason. Fixed after refreshing? Like, is anyone else having the issue? Get a PCB weight here. The pinout is red thermistor black. Cool. We're gonna label the battery. Did they name it right on the box? No, they did not say Altar anywhere. Oh, there we go, Ultra. They spelled it right this time, chat. There you go, video title. Can they spell Ultra this time? Shocking. Thanks, Bussy. Bussy, are you worried about your name getting banned? About your account getting banned for your name? These screws are a little... Oh, the person who screwed this together... Maybe it's just that the like tapping that they did to get into the carbon composite, whatever, nylon shell was kind of tricky. I wish I could buy more mice off of r/mouse market from Canada. Sorry to find sellers from Canada. Yeah, that bites. I don't really know what you can do about in Canada. 1 of 0? You can buy from 1 of 0? Sometimes they have sales. There's a guy on their Reddit who has a Reddit account who used to be fairly active. Let's get a base weight here. So if this was lightweight, this should be coming in under 10. I'm thinking it's going to be like 10.5. 10.54. Okay, that's pretty decent. Cool. For a larger mouse, I will take an 8.8 gram base. Not bad. Yeah, we have this weird sticker, if you guys want to look any of that up. Alright, let's get some PCB weights here. Let's get the weight of this stupid sponge thing. Nope, I can't get it out. Okay, we'll get it out later. We're gonna do this side, the main button PCB then here. Yeah, so the Armron opticals actually feel pretty decent. Usually when they... Oh, did they put this in flat? That might have been why. Yeah, so if you put the mouse 1, mouse 2 click PCB in at an angle like what's popular nowadays, Armron opticals just feel like a doo-doo on it. They lose their tactility. Armron opticals really like to be pressed down completely normally, completely perpendicular. Otherwise they get this like weird grinding sponginess that feels like dookie. Yeah, this is just like, why? Man. What a shame. Metal mouse is interesting. And the encoder is interesting. I hope this is a 9. It doesn't look like a 9mm. If it's an 8mm, I swear. Bro. What encoder height is that? Armron opticals. Let's get a couple of pictures for Reddit here. I've never felt Armron opticals as good as my Lamzio Maya. Yeah. My Maya X is also pretty much my standard for how Armron opticals should feel. Scroll wheel is factory lubed on only one side. Okay, that's a choice. And side button PCB. Let's take a look at this here. How do the Armrons feel in your Strider? Very good. Not as good as my Beastex Maxes. I've owned like I think I've owned like 4 Beastex Maxes. I currently have 3. 2 are for sale in boxes though, and they all feel really good. My Beastex Tempered Pro feels a little soft but good, and then my Strider I think is on the heavier. Yeah, my Strider's on the heavier side. Man, I haven't used my Strider in forever, despite it being like pretty much my favorite shape. I just want a solid sided Strider. Please, WL mouse. Please. Did my comment just get deleted? Oh, maybe. I don't have any moderators or anything, and I'm not doing anything. You can see what I'm busy doing. We got Kale. Oh, this is what Racer uses for their side buttons, right? Right? I thought so. Oh, here comes the dog. Oh, is that stuff in your way, puppy? Okay. Yeah, you want to go to your doggy bed. Okay, there you go, sweetie. You can even hop up here. Baby Phalanges isn't here, so it's all yours, baby girl. All yours. Yeah, that's what you wanted. Yeah, that's my girl. Oh, my sweet Nova. Yeah. Oh, you give me kisses. Yeah, I love you too, honey. Mm-hmm. Dog break. All right. Okay. Gen 2s get 54L15. Yeah, the only thing putting me off from buying the Strider are the sides. Yeah, brother. Yo. Attack Shark. How about you use this damn adhesive for this foam thing on the outside of your mouse, since you don't know how to make a... Yeah, there's just a lot of... They just made this, like, more complicated than it needed to be, dude. All the pieces and parts. We do have some quality stuff going on here, though. We got We got the side travel keepers, so it doesn't have too much wobble. You can see the painting process. So the factory, it's molded in black. And it's like a soft plastic. You guys see it, like, if I... Can you see that? Like, I can scratch this. There we go. Like, that's really deep. Yeah. Oh, here you can see the texturing, though. It's disappointing that this is the meta right now. Alright. How to remove this stupid battery foam. Guess we'll do it that way. Let's see how much this weighs. You know, this foam stuff, sometimes it weighs more than I think. I'm thinking this one's going to be less. 0.19. Oh, it was close. Okay. So, we're going to do a battery swap to this. If I'm feeling up for it, chat, should I go full hog and sand this? Not base sand. Not today, at least. I could try to sand the side some. I think I will. Make it actually grippable, like my IPI Chi. I think I'll do that. But I am missing one more weight. I need to get 2 weights, rather. Scroll wheel. This is going to be heavy. Oh, yeah, this is going to be like 2.87. Oh, no! I was so close. So that's contributing to the weight there. That's a gram heavier than what most wheels are. And then tear this, and we'll do the PCB and a ribbon cable. The ribbon cable, I'm glad to see they hot glued the end. I like that. 7 grams on a PCB would be pretty impressive for a mouse this big, but unfortunately we're going to go up to, like, I bet you the final weight is going to be like, encoders are kind of heavy. I'm going to say 12.39. Maybe heavier. Switches are also kind of heavy. Each micro switch is about 0.5 gram. All right, there we go. Here's our final weight that we need for Reddit, for my spreadsheet. I think I got enough photos of this. And unfortunately, that encoder, can I see what height that is? 7S? All right, chat, here we go. We're going to do an encoder swap, we're going to sand it, and we're going to do a battery swap. So we're going to start with soldering first. I'm going to grab my encoder bin. Encoder bin? I hardly know our bin. Clear a little bit of room here. Grab me a magnet to pick up all my little screws. Is the music still playing okay? Yeah, all right. One little thing that bothers me about some mice are the ones that won't wake unless you click. Like, if it's going to be a wake to click mouse, do that, but don't have the click register. Right now I have the Ponage Trinity Samurai color plugged in. Yeah. Let's get out the soldering mat so I don't burn my little mouse pad here. And let's pick an encoder. So we gotta find my 7mm encoders. Alps 9, Alps. There's 7s. 7s are probably my least commonly used Alps encoder. But I'm glad. They come in 7, 9, and 11. Although, are the 7s the ones that are like a weird number of notches? Oh, these might be. Son of a gun. Are these the ones that are like... Yeah, they're really notchy, which is nice. But they're like half the steps. Is the scroll wheel stem transparent or is it a reflection? No, that is true. Yeah. So what they do is when they CNC these, I'm guessing it's done on a lathe, and then they make the core plastic, and they glue it in place. Probably because machining this would result in too many breaks. You'd break too many. Yeah. So. Anyway, can you guys see this gray? Let me boost the EV here. You guys see that gray? Like, look at how much it rotates. It rotates like double the distance. So it's a weird feeling. Each detent is still only one scroll, so it means you're going to be scrolling a ton. Okay. Now, are all of them that way? They might be. Son of a gun. I think they are. Yep. Last one. Yes, they all are. Okay, well, I gotta decide. Oh! Wait, what is this thing? What? This one's still in Alps. But the teethies inside look a little different. Okay. This is still... It's more steps than these other ones. I don't know, can you guys see those teeth differences? The one on the left, the steps are slightly closer together. Well, let's see what other options I have here for 7mm. Alternatively, hang on, chat, hang on. I do have 9mm and scissors. Do you think the Tens mouse is a solid mouse, or does Strider X2 feel better? Strider X2 feels better because it has more contouring at the waist. So if you have the same grip as me, where you like having some finger curl, so that's what angled sides will do, is you're gonna end up having more finger curl. See how my fingers curl inward, you know, and if it were to be like even more narrow, they curl even more. If you have a flat-sided mouse, your fingers tend to be more vertical. I don't like that. I like curled sides, but some shapes are too curled. So I don't know. Try like, I have a Dharma Shrug M3 Max here. This is a slept-on mouse. The TTC Golds are definitely an interesting choice, but dude, modded, I absolutely love this mouse. Great coating, fine build quality, decent performance. Can we nip it to fit bigger encoders? Yes, that is exactly what we're gonna do in my ink. That is exactly what we are going to do. So, why don't we pick a 9mm? Maybe one a little bit notchier than that. This is a big wheel. With big wheels, I like to pair a notchier encoder, because big wheels, you can exert more torque. That one's pretty decent. No. Nope. There's a lot more variance in encoders than there. Micro switches can have quite a bit too. I like that one. Nope. There's a lot of wobble to these. Huh. I wonder if just the axle doesn't... The axle does pop in nicely, but it just seems like there's a lot of wobble. So apparently I have a TTC like ICE encoder or whatever. It's in my Infic IN10 Pro. And I remember opening it up, and the encoder's like fat. It's like 1.5x the thickness of a normal encoder. And it did feel like rather quiet. It didn't feel like extra spammable like how they marketed it as. So I don't think it's that special. Like, it's not enough to buy a mouse over. I think optical encoders are really... Oh, I think I like that one the most. That might be it right there. No. Cool. Okay. Well, that was stupid of me to go through and bin every single one. It's because I could have sworn there was one that I had felt earlier that was like super notchy. And that's what I was going to go with. Yeah, this one's lube too. Nice. Yep. Alps are not dust proof though, so are they gonna go bad? Yeah, probably someday. I don't know. I've only ever had one go bad on me. I think it was in this Lamb Zoo Atlantis right here too. I think. If my memory serves me, which it probably doesn't. Alright, let's yank out that encoder first. I really don't care about breaking this thing, so I'm actually going to snip it first. And then we will desolder. Soldering iron's already warmed up. So I'm going to clip the mounting. I don't know if they're like grounds or if they're just for mounting, but that's what I'm going to trim first. There we go. Cool. And then from here, we can just yank it out. Are there any mice announced with that new TTC optical encoder? Not that I know of. I just saw the Reddit post and we talked about it briefly on Mousecast. Oh, what is this? Oh, okay. That's electrical tape. That's not part of the mouse. Doggy's coming back and she's going to lay on the floor right behind me, so I step on her? Probably. I did step on her once on the stream with Project W. Poor dog. I mean, it wasn't that bad. I think I stepped on her tail, but I realized it, so I definitely didn't put my full body weight. But Strider is pretty solid and comes with really good grips. Yeah, it's just the stupid design. I guess if you got to be okay without button grooves too, finger grooves. I curl my pinky and ring. Yeah. Otherwise, for aggressive shapes, you can try something like a Viper Mini SE, right? Any kind of small hourglass-shaped mouse is going to be very aggressive. Strider's going to feel bigger. Okay, let me just double-check. This is, in fact, a... Yes, it's a 7mm encoder. Alright, Attack Shark. This is what you get for putting a crappy smooth encoder in. It gets mutilated. See you later. I like the X2 just clicks are too heavy for League of Legends. Yeah, I could see that. Oh my gosh. Strider's kind of hefty too. I don't know, there's a lot of options for lighter clicks. Unfortunately, Strider, and at least my Strider, I haven't tried other Striders, but my Strider is on the, I would call medium heavy side. And then XM2 I would call, would I call XM2 medium heavy? I think I might call XM2, I think, if I recall correctly, is rather susceptible to where you click it. Let me grab mine. Yeah. Actually, no, not really a ton more compared to any other mouse. Yeah, where you grip matters a lot, too. Yeah, XM2 is really good. I could main XM2. I really could. For me, it's just the clicks. Like, the shape is really good. Just everything else about the mouse is, like... No, it's really just the clicks. Yeah, everything else about the mouse is, like, pretty solid. Coding, the side buttons. The weight's not great. Yeah. There's just so many good choices out nowadays, so it's really easy to dismiss a mouse just for one flaw. I don't know, man. Maybe we just gotta wait. Tekusai said we just... Oh man, we should have done that discussion topic. Which brand do we think is gonna come out with haptic buttons first from China? WL mouse wouldn't surprise me, though I think it's gonna be... Okay, I want to go like Mchos or ATK, but watch. It's going to be some like a bunk ass. You guys know how Oustum did the stupid stupor strike? We'll call it that. They did a stupor strike copycat. It's going to be some like weird Chinese company that does it first. One that's like irrelevant to all of us. My bet is on ATK. Yeah. Now, do we think it's going to be better? My guess is it's going to be worse than Logitech's, but it's going to, like, in a matter of a few months, get more features, get firmware updates, and it will actually be either better or just have like more option, like more levels, a stronger motor, something like that. That actually would be like a totally new angle of reviewing mice, though. Like, imagine if somebody puts in too weak of a haptic trigger, and that's like something reviewers can actually talk about again. Does Viper V3 have enough contour on it for you? Yes, it does. Could you main that mouse? Because I'm debating buying that until they offer a solid side strider. Yes. Like, gun to my head, I have a tournament tomorrow. What mouse am I taking? Probably Razer Viper V3 Pro. Maybe... It's really just the coding so damn good. Like, I have an ATK X1 that's modded lighter. I have an MCHOS K7 that's modded lighter, and that's the identical shape. Yeah, I'd probably go with this. Or maybe something small like Hitscan Hyperlight. Or Maya X. Maya X is kind of flat-sided, though. Yeah, dude, Viper V3 is such a solid shape, dude. Man. Alright. So we gotta put in that... Gotta put in that dear encoder. I feel bad for all the people who, you know, in hindsight's 2020. I wish Mousecast was a separate channel. I feel bad for all the people who join the stream, see it's not Mousecast, and dip the heck out. I do. But again, I had some mouse content on this channel already, and I wanted to like tap into the user base, because not gonna lie guys, if Mousecast was getting like 50 views an episode, I don't think we would have made it past episode 10. Okay, so how do I trim this down 2 millimeters? Let's grab a 7mm encoder as a reference. There we are. I have a Leviathan. It's pretty good. The clicks are just pretty heavy for a league. Yeah, Leviathan's really solid. Viper V3 is going to have the same amount of contour, but it'll... I think Viper V3 is taller. The blue one is way too grippy? Oh, dude, Viper's going to be too grippy for you then. Are you kidding? Razer's like the grippiest coating, especially in white. Just get a Strider, especially if it's on sale. Yeah. And there are no other Strider clones. Like, Strider, it's... on Elo shapes, it looks like it's a Sora, but it does not at all feel Sora. I'm looking at my other collection here. I don't know, man. Just get a Strider. They're not cheap, but... Yeah, I'm looking around here. Yeah, it doesn't work with my grip, but like U2 type stuff. Oh, MCHOS Atlantis is always an option too. Very aggressive. XM2 sort of like experience. Even more aggressive though. Okay, here we go. So that's what a 7mm... Oh, perfect. I just have to trim it there. Okay, now unfortunately, I don't think my little, I think I'm gonna have to fully delete. Okay, so I line up the axles here. And I gotta trim a little bit below that narrowest point. Okay. So I'm gonna mark this just so you guys can see it, but I personally don't need to see it. So I'm gonna try to trim about... Oh, nice, the marker's dried. No, it's not. Yeah, and that's about 2 millimeters too, so that makes sense. All right. Measure once, cut twice. Right, chat? Oh, my poor little dykes are protesting this. Oh, yeah, okay. Try these ones are a little bit more premium. Got these from AliExpress, by the way. There we go. Did you guys know these like handles you can make yourself? There's a product, at least here in the US, called Plasti Dip. It's like a liquid rubber that you can dip tools and stuff into to make handles. So would be good. Like, I don't know if you're into like tennis or competitive broom sweeping. Is that a thing? Like competitive janitorial? That would be so funny. I would watch that. Have you guys seen the competitive firefighters? Is it firefighters? Where they like race up with like ladders and stuff. They have to like go up 3 stories with a ladder. They sprint at the beginning. Oh. Well, encoder 1. Nova's looking. She lifted her head. Well, damn. Damn it. This was like $5 too. This was not. Okay, Nova, can we find it? Oh, we did find it. Yay. Good job, Nova. She was napping. She lifted her head. Anyway, nothing a little super glue can't fix. Should you guys dare me to eat it? Okay, we got to bring out the big guns. This one's bigger. And I don't even think this one will fit, though. Maybe what I should have done is I probably should have, like, walked over. I can't really use power tools with the baby sleeping. That's a recipe for disaster. There we go. Just a little bit by bit. Haha, progress. There we go. Okay, is that about 7 millimeters? It's a little tall on that side. How about this side? A little tall on both sides. So instead of trimming anymore, I just pick this up instinctively. Yeah, that's garbage. Womp womp. Sad. Nothing I can do with this, right? Yeah, I don't think so. So what I can do here is I'm not cutting it. I'm just going to bend these just a little bit. There we go. And I'm going to install the scroll wheel and the encoder, and we're going to check the height here. Oh. Oh, the pins have like a... Damn, the pins have like a shoulder to them. Oh, and this back part too. Oh, I missed this part. Okay. Do I have room to just bend it? I do. Yeah, see, this part with the D. Is that even focusing? Sorry. We're just gonna bend this. Sure. I had a job interview today. It was a nice little fun small company that was like right at the beginning of transitioning to being a real company. But alas, they were it was a pretty boring position. It was going to be, I'm a mechanical engineer, and it would have been just being a drawing monkey. It wasn't really anything. You know what? The little bit of bend in this, I wonder if I can just push these up instead of trimming them. Can I just like push down? I can. Haha. Gotcha, bitch. Alright. Just gotta crush them. Ooh, crush them. Let's do a flathead screwdriver here. One question that we would have had for tech if we had time would have been, who should we get on Mousecast next? You know, he talks to all these people in industry, so I feel like he could give a solid recommendation. But that's also an easy one to just DM him for, you know? God, Flanges, not everything has to be on the pod. No, did I break it? Okay, no, that was just, okay. It was just this little back foot here getting stuck. Nice, that is sharp. Beautiful. Trimmed it, no problem. Do your current coworkers know about your mouse hobby? Not really. There's one guy who I've only talked to like twice named Dimitri. And when I moved buildings, because they dissolved the R&D department that I was in, he would see that like every week I would have a new mouse on my desk. And sometimes I'd even switch like during lunch. And I remember him coming up to me like at the lunch microwave being like, so this morning your mouse was purple, but now I see that it's red. And I was just like, yep. And then he said something like, I don't know. He said something like, I like the purple one or something. I don't know. And that's the extent that they know. If anyone ever asks, I have one coworker who knows about the podcast and stuff. He's freaking 60 years old. He's not at all into any of this. But when he asked why he's big into skiing and cycling and all this stuff, and I was like, well, it's like being a gearhead with anything, right? Is this on still? Yeah, it is. There's gearheads in every hobby. Is that really as low as it goes? Okay, this might be a problem. I might have to figure out a new solution here. Let's see. Yeah, trimming down this encoder was not as simple as I thought because it's not just the mounting flange, it's also the stupid fingers. Yeah, so this works, but it's going to be really slanted, which looks stupid as hell. It's going to be lopsided inside of the shell. So let's desolder this and pull this back out. How could I trim those pins? That's kind of tricky. How could I trim these pins? Dude, it's so windy here today. I keep hearing the wind even with my big ass headphones on. My Turtle Beach Atlas Air unfortunately does not come until Monday. Melt, please. Your Twitter's been popping off lately. I see your posts more and more on my timeline. Oh, good. Yeah, no, yeah, it has been. I've been pretty active. One of the things, being active on Twitter is so easy. Formulating a tweet, it's literally just taking a picture and putting down a sentence. And then I have already been deal hunting for a long time and sharing it with my Discord, so now I just share it with Twitter. Yeah. I do it on my lunch hour at work and often when I get home too. It's like in the evening. How do I want to do this? I don't know how to trim these pins. Do I have a new set of snips that are sharper that could? That's a potential maybe. Okay. Yeah, you can get like 10 packs of these because you do break them from time to time, as you guys have seen. You can get 10 packs of them for like $10 on Amazon. I don't know if I got these from Vine. Yeah, the pins are like bent by design. Man, I'm damn near just ready to just solder in a 7mm. If I unbend these pins, I bet they will break. If I press them down more. Oh, you know what? As long as they don't contact each other. Yeah, I was like worried about, hang on, I'm stupid, chat. I was worried about bending the pins and like folding them in on themselves and that being like an electrical short, but who cares? As long as it's the same pin touching itself, it does not matter. So we're going to bend those down real good. Another question we had for Tekusai but not get around to answering was, what does your spouse or like friends or family think of your hobby? But it sounds like he's made it into a business, so it's gonna be pretty normalized, I think. Especially if he comes from like a creative side, then I think when you have like a creative career, there's a bit more acceptance of, not even acceptance, understanding, but not in the like judgmental way, but just in like when I say understanding, I mean like actually intellectually understanding, like, oh yeah, he does such and such for work. And they just see it as like, when you're just a creator, that's just what you do. You do weird stuff. Okay, this is usable. Good. Okay, I just bent the crap out of those pins and it works. I think it might be a little lopsided, but we're gonna call it good enough. You guys asked what games he plays. Can't remember. Nope. We did not. Daz and I, after the pod, I was like, dude, I can't wait to have him back. And Daz was like, yeah, every time he talked, Daz was like, I had more things I wanted to ask each time he answered something. Daz says this was one of the most, this might be the guest that he was the most excited for yet. And I mentioned, yeah, we didn't even ask him what games he plays. Daz and I always talk afterward because I'm doing the timestamps for like a half hour, 45 minutes. And I was worried about the Battlefield gameplay being distracting, but I'm glad I put it on because we did do a lot of chatting that was not always about a product. And I also don't want to just stay static on an image, on a product page. I guess there's a lot of audio listeners, so it doesn't matter for them, but I don't know. How do you guys watch Mousecast? Do you like sit there giving it 100% attention? Are you only doing audio only? Are you doing, 50-50? I need to work on the whole RSS feed thing too. That was something I was debating working on tonight instead of this. But here I am. I wanted to do the X11. The 7mm, right? Yeah. Okay. Much better. Oh, yeah, baby. Okay, next thing. Yeah, unfortunately, this is going to be a long stream because sanding, the next step, sanding takes 5 ever. We're going to use Brillo pads. I need to pick up some from the dollar store. So I actually need to add a note to myself for tomorrow. Yeah, no good. Okay. We'll add a new note and call this one shopping. And I need IPA, isopropyl alcohol. I need scouring pads. And I forget the other things I need, but I need more things. Hopefully I remember at some point. Okay. Now I get to sanding. This is the part where I can just sit here and read chat and sand away. Sorry you guys don't get to see Nova. She's in her doggy bed. Oh, do you guys want to see Nova? You know what I can do? You know what I can do? So I can do... What can I do here? What can I do here? Turn off the soldering iron is something I can do. Oh, bye-bye, doggy. Yeah. No. I don't know. Sure, we'll do it like that. It's currently stuck to some scissors. is how I'm doing this right now. Let me sit somewhere a little bit more in frame. Sure. Wide angle. And it's going to be backwards, but that's okay. I don't think you guys care. Yeah, that's okay. Light's okay. Yeah. Sure. Oh man, maybe I have to turn off the light so I can actually see chat though. Yay, base sanding. Oh, sorry. Did I say base sanding? I'm not base sanding. I'm doing... How's the angle there? Yeah, it's upside down, but it doesn't really matter. I'm doing side sanding. Sanding the side, sanding this stupid coating off the mouse. Do I have a fresh pad? I do have a fresh pillow pad. Good old Dollar Tree. You can actually see like how worn they get. Fresh one is the pink one. See how it's like thinner? Yeah. I used to do steel wool, but I was kind of concerned about like health hazards with that because the little fibers like go into the air, like you can watch them just going into the air. Should I do a weight of this before and after too? That'd be kind of funny. Okay. You guys as my witness. 1796. Great year. You guys remember it? Because I don't. I ain't that old. Alright, so all I do is I'm just gonna do this. I actually might need a more abrasive one for this because this stuff is pretty on here good. Damn, I'm gonna... Oh man, I can barely read this. Shoot. You know what I can do to maybe make my life easier? So I can put it on this monitor. Okay. Maybe I can read chat? Damn, I'm gonna do this exact thing to the coating on my Leviathan V4 so I can pull it into my palm so it doesn't stick to my hand instead of using tape on it. Yeah, to be clear, this is not... I don't know. I like the Leviathan V4's feeling, but... Yeah, as long as you're okay ruining your mouse, like, nuking the resale value. On the one hand, I'm happy to encourage people to try to breathe new life into the things they own instead of just going out and buying something new. But at the same time... Oh yeah, one thing unfortunately is sanding it does make it like more dull. I don't know if this is coming through. Shinier, dull. It makes it like a darker color. Doing okay, Nova? She's so tired, this sweet baby girl. Yeah. There's probably people who are really annoyed by my dog. I don't know. If you're like not a dog person, then I think you just find her a nuisance. But if you are a dog person, I don't know, man. I grew up with cats and I'm converted. A good dog is, oh my gosh. A good dog is something really special. I'm doing just one side of the mouse right now so I can like feel how much I'm going. And unfortunately, I think this is going to require quite a bit. That's why I'm sitting down for this. But again, how people can't be a dog person. They are the best thing in the world. They are. I think it's that just some people don't want... A dog is a lot of responsibility for a pet compared to other pets. Like, have you had other pets? Dankling, Zertle, I'll just call you Zertle. Have you had other pets? Because there are some people who, like, literally can't keep houseplants alive, you know? And they're just, you know, they just have other busy parts in their life that they'd rather focus on. and that's fine. And a dog is, but yes, but dogs as like creatures, like the good ones, are so good, and we do not deserve good dogs. That music screen turned into an OBS screen. Yes, I'm sorry. You guys get to see me twice because this is how I'm reading chat. You guys see me in the side view, like looking over. I'm like I'm squinting because the chat's too far away for me to read. So ATK, that's feeling better. Yeah, it's feeling better. That's good. That's good. I think I'm gonna keep going though. The ATK A9 Air that I got, I'm pretty happy for too. I got that before I was using the MCHO's A7X, which sounds like a radio station. A7X Avenged Sevenfold. And the ATK A9 that I had before, just an A9 Plus. I still have it actually. It's such a good mouse. But the Air, yeah. The Air, dude, I don't know what I'm going to do to it. I can't battery swap. It's a 300 milliamp hour battery and it's fast charging, so I'm not going to swap that. But I don't really think there's potential to go below 50 grams with it unless I do destructive modding. The skates are big. The skates are probably big and heavy, and the skates alone are probably like 3 grams. So switching to dots, I'm going to drop like 2.5 grams there. But I think it'll still be over. Yeah. Lots of walks. I'm not in a position to get another right now, but I will for sure get one again in my life. Oh, nice dogs that we're talking about. I really hope they stop putting that etching in mice. I know, dude. Boo Ghost just got my A9 Air as well. A big fan of the clicks. Still very nice. Oh, not a big fan of the clicks. Oh, I love the clicks. Yeah, but I get it. Dude, it's, yeah. I like the new Kale opticals, weirdly. My left mouse, it feels really nice, and my right mouse doesn't feel great on my A9 Air, unfortunately. Okay. You know, do I have a drill up here? Could I do this with a power tool? Probably could. I'm pretty happy with how this feels now. Okay, yeah, I don't know if you guys can hear this difference. That's talk. Sorry, I'm talking, so it activates my microphone. Oh, bye, dog. She went back to her. Oh, she's so funny. And then when she plops down to go to sleep, she like grunts. She goes, huh. Oh man, dogs are the best. Mainly the sides. Dude, I cannot freaking read this. Shoot. We're gonna go back to doing it this way. And we're just gonna go wide angle so you can see me a little bit. Okay. Oh, do I have another clamp? Not with me, unfortunately. Okay. Oh, no, this can work here. I'm gonna get it all over my mouse pad there. Oh, well. Yeah, okay, you guys can still sort of see. Now I can actually read chat more easily. The cat was a good chat, didn't do anything. He just came in and chilled and went outside, hunted for food, whatever. They came back to sleep, and he was an inside-outside cat. Yeah, that's how a lot of cats are. They can be pretty aloof. Man, my desk is messy here. I gotta clean this up. This is what I use the magnet on my scissors there, and that's what it was holding the phone. Yeah, unfortunately the standing is like the most boring thing to witness, but table vac. What's a table vacuum? Just like a little hand vacuum? It's not, I mean, the crap that's all over the desk and stuff, I usually just brush this off onto the floor with a rag, but a lot of it is solder flux, so I would need to take off this mouse pad and clean it. This desk pad. Table vac be good for that, and smoke from soldering. What's a table vac? What? Are you guys able to link things in chat? I will change this to this. Table vac. Desk vacuum. What? They're like little pods? Oh, okay, and you just move it around on your desk. No, I don't need more products in my life. No, if I'm gonna use a vacuum, I'm gonna use like a proper powerful vacuum. Oh, sorry, Nova. I like spun that around. Oh, okay, bye-bye, Nova. She's so tired and she wants to be by me, but I think it's too bright in here for her. Oh, man. I feel like I could potentially. I do have this. This is a bit more abrasive. Maybe too abrasive. And I could hook this up to a drill. I will go by hand. I don't want to mess up the mouse. We'll go by hand. Take it off though for a little bit more malleability. Battery powered portable. Yeah. This is definitely removing more material than before. I apologize. I should probably be entertaining you guys with talking about things about mice. I don't know, man. It's been a week. Actually, work has been pretty decent this week. I was working on a project. We're quoting a job to Boeing. My company builds paint shops, so like painting airplane fuselages and wings and stuff. Their facility is insane. So we're quoting them a new paint shop, and I was working on some of the stuff for that. Something that sucks about working on designs for quoting, though, is there's a high chance that we don't get the job and all the work we did is more or less for nothing. I mean, not technically for nothing, like it allowed us to bid the job, but, you know. What's your thoughts on the Super Strike? I tried it. Thank you for the discussion question. I tried it out at Daz's. You can watch my first impression reaction. I have it on his channel. Is it on my channel? On his channel? I think it's on my channel. Yeah, I went over to his house. We tried some other mice, and including the Super Strike. It's very good. The haptic thing is very good. It's just as good as everyone else hyped it up to be. I know, like right now, there's all this kerfuffle over the click latency, and I quite frankly don't really care. Yeah, thanks, Mike. It was on my channel. I guess I logged into my channel on his home computer. Lol. Yeah, the different levels, so there's levels 1 through 5 of like sensitivity distance you have to press, and there's levels 1 through 5 of tactility. Diamond Lobby described level 5 tactility as starting to feel less like a click and more like a vibrating motor. I think I can see what he's saying and I don't disagree with him, but for me 5 was still totally usable. And then for sensitivity, yeah, level 1 is like too sensitive. Like you would probably have accidental presses unless you're physically keeping your finger off the button. So yeah, Super Strike, really cool. Haptic tech, it's just as good as everyone else is saying about it. I mean, you can literally just in software change your click feel, and you get rapid trigger, which is really, really nice for not having to hit that reset point. Does it make mechanical switch or whatever traditional switch mice obsolete? Absolutely not. I think this is very different from Hall effect keyboards. Hall effect keyboards, like total travel of a key switch is like 4 millimeters. Total travel of a mouse switch is like what, 1 millimeter? And they have like much faster rebound. I don't know, dude. I think mice are. We might even see like a pullback to where people are, oh no, yeah, haptics are cool and all, but and I know maybe, you know, I like MChose's implementation more than ATK's, but hey, at the end of the day, I actually like mechanical clicks more. I know some people are like, I don't like the feel of optical switches, I like the feel of mechanical switches, which is weird to me because it's like saying, I don't know, that's what's the two aren't as related as you think. It's not like all optical switches do not feel the same. Are you kidding? Either that person just had a bad experience with Ratias or Omrons and is just extrapolating that to all optical switches. And then the rest of the mouse, I know there was engineering comment where the guy was like, yeah, we didn't do anything else to the mouse because we had a short timeline and we wanted to focus on haptics. And Des and I talked about more of that offline too, but we also reacted to it on Mousecast. That's an engineer talking, that's the truth. Like, every product is delayed, has compromises. You just don't know about it because it's not marketed. I'm kind of sanding this by sound. This is actually a Brillo pad. It's technically not sanding, I guess. But I can kind of tell when it sounds more swooshy, that means I have more work to do there. Do you enjoy the shape of the Superlight enough to main it, or while comparing it to something like the Viper? No, the Superlight shape is fine. I like it at work. I like kind of large, comfy shapes when I'm at work and doing CAD. I tend to have a more relaxed grip, but when gaming, I tend to aim better with more aggressive, hourglassy type shapes, things that have some contour to them. So, does that help? So these Brillo pads are kind of like a finer grit, if you will, compared to the sponges are finer than the Brillo pad. So you always start coarse and then you finish off with a higher grit. So the click tech is good, just the shape is not enough to main it. Yeah, for me personally, yes. Oh, look at this. I got through some of see the black is exposed here? This is the wide angle camera, so it's like not focusing. Bro, switch cameras. What the hell? Okay, there we go. Yeah, anyway. Interesting. Yeah, I did rub off the Attack Shark logo a little bit here. That is a-okay by me. In fact, can I make it more even? Yeah, okay. Get it. I'm getting it. I'll just lean more toward the Viper V4 release than, to be honest. I thought I was going to have FOMO, but I don't care about latency too much, just the late clicks. Yeah, and even the latency thing, it's a nuanced discussion. I wouldn't even be surprised if the only latency advantage of the Super Strike is when you're doing back-to-back clicks because of rapid trigger. And that for some weird software debounce or reason your initial click is actually more than another mouse. I don't know, man. The click latency. It's also, people focus too much on the click latency in terms of like processing time of the MCU and the electrical signal. And the real delay is if you're the person who hovers your finger up over your switch, that's your delay, dude. Throw everything else out the window. I don't know. When it comes to click latency, everything is so good nowadays where I think the bigger factor is human factor. It's you. Now, not to say that there aren't mice that like actually do suffer from bad performance. It's just that like modern stuff, whether you're using a Lamzo Atlantis from 2023 or the new ATK Ghost, like you're pretty much fine this day and age. I'm trying to get rid of that Attack Shark logo. I also don't want to burn through the mouse too much, you know? I also heard someone say the springs on the mouse buttons are actually heavy, so the clicks are not exactly light. On what mouse? On the... I don't really understand. What do you mean by the springs? I know Melon was messaging me about... Melon FPS was messaging me about the Super Strike springs that help keep the buttons like in balance. But he was worried about like springs breaking. It was kind of weird. Yeah, I didn't watch the Melon review, but I did warn him. I was like, springs don't just like... Everything has a mean time between failure, but what he was trying to go after, which is like, he was asking me like, basically, is there like a formula where I can see like when these springs are going to break because they broke in some other mouse? I'm like, that is such a nuanced discussion. I don't think you can just generalize and be like, oh yeah, the springs break. If a spring breaks, it is not being used correctly. I don't know, man. That's like saying... I don't know. It's like saying, oh yeah, I can't use WL mouse because it's too scratchy. Like what? It's just a very generalized statement. Okay, I think this is really nicely sanded down. You know, the sanding down of this mouse, because this like nylon carbon fiber composite that they use is rather soft, when it sands down, it maintains a rather soft feeling. It's actually quite nice. I'm going to have to wash this off because I'm covered in microplastic. I'm going to have to scrub this a little bit. The mouse button actuates before that, and the whole thing with the Super Strike is to have the actuation click earlier. Yeah, I think we're quickly approaching the you need to understand the tech behind it, because every switch, including Hall effect stuff, will have some sort of debounce because you can't have like oversensitive switches. And Logitech is the kind of company that's not just gonna... They specifically do not advertise their rapid trigger settings. They don't say 0.01 millimeters or anything because they're smarter than that. They know just chasing a faster, lower number is better game is wrong, because nobody uses rapid trigger on 0.001 millimeter. I mean, dude, you're talking like how thick is a human hair? You breathe on your keyboard and it starts actuating. That's not realistic. So you have the same thing with Super Strike, right? The buttons are going to be set in a certain position. You just have tolerances. Your buttons are going to be set in a certain position based on like how well bent the fulcrum is, how the molding went, how assembly went, how the springs were installed. There's probably some sort of factory calibration if I had to guess, to be totally honest. I don't know. I could be wrong on that though. I know the springs you're talking about though. This mouse feels so much better now. Okay, I gotta wash the microplastics off of my hands now. So I love using toothbrushes as little scrub brushes because they're a softer bristle, so you don't have to worry about damaging anything. I did burn through and got to some of the black right on that thumb ridge there. Not true. Metal always tries to go back to its original form. When you bend metal, is always has spring back, and springs do wear over time, especially if it is used all the time. Yeah. I'm I'm a mechanical engineer. We study this stuff in college. Yeah, you can look up a stress strain curve. So that just so with any material, but particularly with metals is what we most talk about. You have elastic deformation followed by plastic deformation. Elastic deformation is it'll spring back. Plastic deformation is, you guys know if you bend a paper clip, right? If you just bend the paper clip just a little bit, sorry. If you just bend the paper clip just a little bit, it'll spring back to its original position. But you know if you bend it too much, it'll start to like kink in that spot. Yeah. So that's elastic deformation is where it comes back. Plastic deformation is when it's permanently deformed. And it's funny, you actually work hard in steel, and other things work hard, and actually when you approach that when you pass that plastic deformation point, and the ultimate strength of a materials of a steel is usually typically actually after plastic deformation. Anyway, yeah, but like in theory, yeah, there are like you could get this is such I'm sorry. This is like kind of not this isn't a good discussion to have, because if you guys are asking for like a generalization of something that is very scientific, and you can literally go out there and calculate these things. There are formulas online for like mean time between failure for a spring. You figure out the like wire diameter, the wire alloy, the number of like spirals it has. This stuff is online. You can go look it up. You guys, I think people like Melon messaged me basically looking for an oversimple. He wanted to create a hit piece. He was looking for validation of somebody who was going to say, yeah, springs fail, they break. And that's not the case. Do they break? Yes. At what point? I don't know. It's likely hundreds of millions of actuations. So the discussion is, I think, kind of, yeah, it's, I don't know. I just get it. People want like a simplified answer. So I don't know. My whole warning to Melon was, before he published this thing, was if you're going to call out like an engineering defect, you better fucking know what you're talking about, because otherwise you'll look like you'll look non-credible, whatever the word is. So I made a fake plot in a lab to pass an exam. Hell yeah. So I guess you didn't get caught then. Did you get caught? Oh, this feels much better. Yep. No, I forgot the main buttons. Damn it. Oh. How do they feel? Yeah, it's like 3 times as loud. Can you guys see the color difference? Not really. Maybe not really. I feel like you made so many complaints. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not criticizing. I actually didn't even watch Melon's video. I'm not at all criticizing. I'm glad that Melon kind of, I don't know. I like Melon. I think sometimes he can be, I mean, like anyone whose personality is they kind of like getting upset about things. Or at least they're maybe not like, but they're quick to get upset about things. It sometimes means that you go into something wanting to be upset rather than looking at it. You come in with bias. Man, I don't want to sand another one of these, but I have to. Ugh. I don't know. I gotta remember that YouTube at the end of the day is entertainment. Like, something I have to tell myself with Mousecast is the pillars of Mousecast. The first one is to inform, and the second one is to entertain. And both of them exist. Both of those pillars exist information comes first. So, for example, we're not going to spread misinformation for the sake of entertainment, but at the same time, entertainment is still part of what we do. People don't watch it if it's not entertaining. So, if you're going to just do another glazing review like everyone else is, then maybe you're asking yourself, well, that's not that entertaining. What am I adding to the conversation? What's gonna compel people to watch the content? And I'm not even saying Melon made any of this up, because I mean, Melon truly does not like the product, and that is totally fair, and that's important to have as a reviewer, to have the takes where you don't like the product, especially in a sea of where everyone else is liking it. I don't know. I didn't watch Melon's piece. I'm glad that it exists, and because I didn't watch it, I don't know how technical he got. But if he got technical, I hope that he just is able to back it up. I did see him laughing at some of the marketing material on Twitter that Logitech was posting, and it was like rightfully so. Just the way they kind of backtracked the click latency, like when it initially came out, it's like, this is the lowest latency mouse ever. And then in the marketing video, it was the lowest latency when doing multiple actuations. Which I'm not saying is bad, but it's just, I don't know, man. Oh, I should be reading chat. Shoot. Kind of worried about paying nearly 300 Canadian for a mouse that has so many issues. Why are you? Oh yeah, wow, that's crazy expensive. If you have a formed opinion, you look at things differently. Well, the formed opinion should come from looking at something objectively without coming into it with bias. I don't know, man. But we're all subject to bias, Man, I watched a lot of like science YouTube, like Veritasium and Hank Green, and one of them had a video on bias, and I think it was Hank Green. And it's basically, it boils down to, no matter what, you have bias. And that's not saying that bias is bad. Bias and judging is an evolutionary trait that we all have, because if you see what looks like a tiger crouching in the tall grass waiting to eat you, but you're not sure, you're going to err on the side of judging that it is dangerous, because that helps you survive, even though it could just be a few blades of grass that are just waving in a particular way that you mistook. Judging and bias are important, because you cannot go through your life every single day looking at every single thing as a clean slate. You need past experience. We literally pay people more money for jobs when they're more experienced. So am I off camera? I am off camera. So it's just about understanding how you're biased, that you have bias, and just designing experiments or reviews or whatever without any of that. Now, from an entertainment standpoint, I think bias is incredibly important, because your audience, as like, let's say in product reviews, your audience connects with your take generally, right? Or like Daz's subscriber base probably likes Daz for one reason or another. So when a new product comes out, even if they're not looking at buying it, they're interested in Daz's opinion on it. Or if they are looking at buying it, they might care more about Daz's opinion than somebody else's. Their reasons for that can be anything, doesn't really matter. I imagine some of the people who watch my stuff, like these streams, might be more optical enjoyers, because that's like something I hyper focus on. There'll always be bias, and there'll always be preference. Same thing with switches, yeah. So funny. I wonder how many people are tuning into the stream because they like see the tweet and then they see us rambling about like informational biases. And you didn't put runs in your Leviathan V4? Yes, I did, and it's an angled PCB, so they felt like utter garbage. So I went back to the TTC V2s. I wish they are a bit heavy. They are a bit heavy, and I wish they had better rebound. Yeah, I wish I could just solder in mechanical switches, dude, but I can't. It doesn't support mechanical switches. It doesn't have the normally closed or normally open pins available. It's literally only 5-pin mechanicals. I put FE opticals in it too, and the FEs were bad also. So yeah, the TTCs are best in it, but it still has this kind of like hollow click feel. I don't know, man. It's like the one reason I don't use the mouse. I think I like the Leviathan shape potentially more than the Viper. Viper has a better coating though. Exposing to different views and opinions always helps. Yeah, of course. Yeah. Yep. Always watch multiple reviews. I think any reviewer would take any reviewer who doesn't say that is just not they're existing only for themselves and don't really care about they're pretty anti-consumer or they're paid off or something. That's weird. I don't know. I feel I get weird about when I post Twitter deals using my Amazon affiliate link, which one thing is Amazon affiliate links are a shortened link, and that's actually really nice. Like just for sharing links, can we please just like normalize shortened links when sharing? Bring in all the reference tracking data shit, and it bothers me because then I don't know. Twitter does a good job of truncating links, but anyway, I get a little bit weird thinking like, do people just think I'm selling out? Probably a little bit, but I try not to post anything unless it's truly a good deal or it's a mouse that I'll say like AMA. I posted the Royal Clutch RK MG5 this week. I was like, AMA. Because it's on sale. It's not like a screaming deal. I'm not saying run out and go buy it. But hey, if you're interested in the mouse, it is on sale. And AMA if you have any questions about it. Alright, one is a little bit different. They're sending me a replacement of the mailer right now. 2 different switches? That sucks, dude. Yeah. You know, I wonder how much, you know, the QC at the factories are... I imagine it's not a person, right? I imagine they, because it's got to be fast and they can't be subjective. It has to be objective. So I wonder if it's like they put the mouse into a holder and a machine comes down and like measures click force and they have a tolerance range target. You know, because it would have to click in like the same spot on both switches, and I don't know, man. I wonder what the binning process looks like for switches too. It's crazy. Like micro switches, I get it. It's tough. It's tough. A tiny little difference in the spring material. And you end up with even just a 5 gram force difference. You notice. I'm a mouse noob, but I love transparent blue shell red dots. Yeah, I don't have any, but I want to try some. I don't mind. You've told me about them. I did get some switches in because of the like savings Mondays. I've been ordering switches whenever I get, you know, a few bucks from that. Okay, I wonder if I sanded this enough. I feel like I did the main shell more. We're just gonna leave. I'm not even gonna bother washing. I don't care. This mouse has taken forever because I knew this was gonna be a really long stream. It's the stupid sanding. Also, it's a little bit of a more complex design. Not that that really is a big factor. How's the sponginess of the switches? A little bit spongy. Let's fulcrum bend that just a hair. Just a hair. Gotta be careful. This is pretty soft plastic, so it bends easily. Yeah, like that was already too much. Try that. That's good. Okay. Happy with that one. Oh, here's the MCU. Yeah, N54L15. Cool. Still on my angle? Yeah, let's get back to this. You guys can see a little bit better. That one doesn't feel like it's threading in too good. Oh, let's try. Oh, this looks even smaller, maybe. I wonder if these holes are even pre-capped or if they're only just drilled. And then they just rely on the factory workers to thread the screws in. To create the threads by pushing the screws in. That's actually would be my guess, yeah. You know, Dare You is a good follow on Twitter, Instagram, on Twitter, because they show their factory stuff, which is cool. Oh, the switches. That's right. I noticed like a difference in click feeling. Hang on. No, these are actually nicely binned. Okay, I think the click feel difference was from the fulcrums. I'm gonna bend this one up just a little. Maybe I actually don't want to. Just a hair there. The problem is if you bend it up too much, then you lose contact with the switch. And then you'll have grinding because you'll have like a little bit of pre-travel before you even touch the switch, and that often feels like grinding. I'm wondering how I could have potentially fixed it myself. Fixed what? The switches being inconsistent? It's soldering. It's not rocket science, but also it's not really something that you should have to fix if you bought your mouse and it's under warranty. Are they like wood screws? Yeah, they're plastic screws, so I mean they're... And Mike, you've taken apart a mouse before, right? I imagine these are all pretty much the same. All plastic screws. Is the paint gonna come off on the buttons? I don't think so. I don't know. Let's put a little bit of silicone grease in this. Put the encoders away that I forgot to. Soldering iron is put away. Do you guys have any mouse disassembly stories? Like, what was the first mouse you disassembled and why? Like, were you fixing something? Were you upgrading? You ever, like, epically broken something and vowed to never open up a mouse again? You open a mouse and your mind was forever changed, and now you're like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna do this to everything? Yeah, it really is too bad that they angle the PCB here. I wonder, should I test real quick and see if a mechanical switch would work? You know, the Armor Opticals actually felt pretty okay in this. Yeah, phalanges, let's just put it back together, dude. ATK Ghost confirmed to be plastic and not CF. Dude, all these mice, dude, all of these, it's nothing new. They're all like, to me it feels like a nylon ABS blend. I believe somebody released a statement, so one of the manufacturers released a statement saying, no, you dum-dums, it is in fact, it contains carbon fiber. But this is old news. I don't know, these carbon fiber mice, they're not... When I say carbon fiber, I mean this like silly little stippling pattern that they give it. They're not... just go back to... Just copy Razer. Just learn how to do a really nice rubberized coating. Pulsar's not fooling around with this meta. Razer's not. Logitech's not. But the feeling of the carbon fiber, like this carbon fiber whatever shell, yeah, it's just a softer plastic. It feels more like a nylon to me. Which nylon is kind of a softer, bendier plastic. X11 chart changing the switch pulled the pad out, so I tried wire modding it. Oh man, that's not easy. That's the first time too. Oh dude. G100 Logitech. It was your video, I think. Rediscovered your channel after 4 to 5 years. That's crazy, dude. Yeah, I have some weird videos, dude. My YouTube channel is very much like an early YouTube channel. It's very much the YouTube, you know, just random Joe Schmoes uploading garbage and helping like a few people, but also like pissing off a whole bunch of others because it's not professionally created content. The bar for content has increased so much, you know. Can I tell these are angled? Yeah, I can. They're just not as crisp. Friggin' man, this mouse is disappointing, dude. Is the scroll wheel gonna be angled because I'm a dummy? Yeah, but you can't really notice it. So. Sure, okay. I opened my mouse to try to swap out battery and it won't stop creaking, so I'll never open a mouse again, to be honest. Yeah, that's fair. I know one thing that people usually get wrong is when they're closing up a mouse, there are little plastic ears all around the perimeter, and creaking will happen if you go to reassemble it and you fold one of these ears over in itself and it creates a gap, and then that gap means that it'll creak, basically. I actually was a dum-dum and I did that to my Dharma Shark M3 and I was like, man, why is this thing creaking? And then I took it apart and I saw that it was something that was obstructing the shell from going back together fully, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm a dum-dum. Ooh, wow, that almost hit me in the eye. There we go. Well, I'm sorry you had a bad experience, Zertle. I would say I hope it doesn't discourage you from ever doing it again, but also there's a ton of really good options this day and age, so like I don't think you're missing out on a whole ton by not. Oh man, I have that bent up too high. Do you guys see the gap? Oh, this mouse, dude. All because I swapped the encoder. Oh, I don't know if you guys can see that. The gap between the... There we go. Yeah, a bunch of pre-travel that gives. Man, I've been at this for 2 hours. Not good, brother. Maybe I should have just done a 7mm encoder and just been done with it. I really want this 9 to work, though. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this apart and I'm going to try a mechanical switch. I'm going to try a mechanical switch. I'm going to test it. Let's go over here, plug this PCB cable back in so we can plug the mouse in. Bada bing, bada boom. All right. Oh, and grab the switch. We're going to grab a Quano. I just bought a whole bunch of new switches. I have an absolute whack ton with me here. Really enjoy watching you mod mice, so I will tinker around again. I'm sure. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to discourage you, but... Okay, let's try. Oh, good job focusing, camera. Green shell. Black shell, green dot. I've soldered some switches on old mice before I went... Well, yeah, there you go. Just remember that experience. Okay. Attack shark. Attack shark. Let's plug you back in. Sorry, you guys are going to get some Windows sounds here. And we're going to try... Okay. I'm going to just manually connect things on the PCB. Yes. It works with mechanical switches. Okay, confirmed. Hell yeah. So all I was doing there off screen was I was just taking the switch on the back side and touching it to the metal bits without soldering and then clicking it. That's all I was doing. What are those white translucent? Oh, those are Huano 100 millions. You can buy them at AliExpress. It's pretty cheap. I could do those in the mouse, but I don't think I'm gonna. I think I'm gonna go for these. I have been enjoying. Oh, I could even do blue shell blue dots are really nice switches too. I was just playing around with those earlier today. Yeah, those are nice switches, dude. I might do that. That one feels like crap. Crap. Yeah, these feel pretty decent. No, the one is kind of spongy. Maybe I will go with green shell green dots. Or black shell green dots. I really wish there was like a better name. I'd be down with alphanumerics for switches. Yeah, I think we're going to enjoy some black shell green dots here. Are they better than Kale's white swords? They're different. I like that one. Okay. Left mouse, right mouse. The Kales have a higher pitch sound and they're a bit more, they have more spring back. Just Kales in general tend to. And then Huanos have a little bit more collapse, so you have like a more of a positive ka-chunk feeling, but it's a lighter I don't know if it's actually a lighter actuation. The Kale white swords are more spammable. The Huanos are a more balanced switch. I don't know. I don't love Kales. I don't. I perform well in click per second tests with them. But yeah, if I'm being honest, I don't love them. Alright, so what we're going to do here is I'm going to try to desolder these switches. I'm going to try to salvage them too. Because these are decently binned Armor Opticals. If I don't salvage them, it's not the end of the world. The safe thing to do would be to just rip them out because I don't want to rip any pads out with them. I'm sorry, when I say rip it out, I mean cut them out. Desoldering these little mini pins are really tough. I'll buy both. I usually play CS, so I don't need to spam. Yeah, I don't know. It's just, I don't know. It's all just personal preference. There's like they're not like bad switches. Like even Amon Mechanicals that I dislike so much. They have good rebound. I don't know. It's like you can use the Super Strike with the haptics turned off completely. And it has great rebound. You just don't really know where your actuation point is, so it can be... Yeah. I don't know, man. A lot of pros just go by vibes, right? And that's so important. The switches are the same way. Yank it. My yank it? Yeah. Alright. I don't know if that... Oh man, I'm gonna burn myself one of these days really bad, dude. Why is that not coming out, dude? You know? Let's try using the solder sucker for once. I don't use the solder sucker because you never get every last little bit out. Yeah. I've been trying out the Wano clearance shell white dot V2s. I'm loving them. Yeah, that's what they're called. There's there's the green shell white dots and the white shell white dots, and they're called 100 millions, and then the white ones, the white on whites, are called 100 million V2s, I think. Right? They're one of my favorite Wano switches. They're really good. There's a reason I have a whole bunch of them. Yank it. Heated ones? What? Yeah, dude, this is like stuck in there real good. I could snip it at this point. But I'm so close. Oh, no, I toasted the switch. Okay. Yeah, we're cutting it. I got plenty of armor opticals. I ain't even mad. Desoldering pump. Sorry, my bad, chat delay. I meant heated desoldering pump. Oh yeah, I should have. I could, but nah. The actually the heated desoldering pump on the armor opticals actually might not be. Should I try it? I always bitch and complain about this, so let's just try it. Oh, I got too much crap. There we go. Doing it just for you, my ink. Actually, I'm doing it for myself, but thank you for the recommendation. Okay. Plugged it in. There's no... I don't have a holder for it. I don't have any sort of... There's no light telling me when it's ready. Fun. I'll pre-solder. So one thing I do like to do is I'll actually add more solder before I start. Oops. I added too much there. I actually wouldn't be surprised if these are too close to each other. Something's getting stinky. That might be this. Oh yeah, this thing's smoking. Well, I don't know if it's been plugged in long enough. Oh my gosh, the cord's short. This is as far as the cord goes. This is as far as I can bring it. All right, well, I will bring the workpiece to it. Yep, not hot enough to melt it yet. I guess I can remount the other PCB. Might be way slower to heat up. Yeah, I don't know. Honestly, I've only used the thing like 3 times maybe. I have a bunch of PCBs with stuff that I want to desolder. Like, I'm throwing out the PCB, so from a bunch of old mice. So I could actually do those on this stream. This was like supposed to be the Attack Shark X11 Ultra review, but whatever. People who are interested in the mouse tuned out a long time ago. That's fine. I just wanted to have some content out there because there's nothing online. And the deceptive marketing, the like the lying about the weight is really shitty. So there needs to be content. I'm gonna use these photos for my Amazon Vine review too. Shout out if you guys can find my Amazon Vine profile or my Amazon profile. There is like a sort of Google, what was the Google social media network called again? Oh, am I using the wrong screws? I might have been using the wrong screws just now. They threaded in fine, but I'll have to revert back at some point. Alright, let's try the iron now. The iron should definitely be hot enough. Oh yeah, okay, here we go. Let me add a little bit of solder back to that. You know, I should have been careful. I have both my soldering irons plugged into the same outlet. I'm going to turn one off. I don't want to melt things. I don't smell any smoke down there by the outlet, so that's good. Okay, the main pin, it did a beautiful job of. I don't think it had enough suction to get it all out from the... Oh, hey, you guys want to actually see this, huh? No, I don't think it has enough oomph to... It might have gotten that one, actually. Let's check. So one check I do is, if the pins are free, is I'll grab them and I'll see if I can wiggle them. That one feels free. Oh, that one's definitely free. How about this front one? The front one, it didn't quite get all the solder. Can I use this like a normal soldering iron now that my other one's unplugged? I sort of can. It's hard because it's like such a wide tip. Hey, let's try that again. Oh, I didn't. Yeah, I toasted this switch. I can already tell I've toasted it. It's like bent. Alright, let's try this again. Okay. Yeah, well, anyway. I think the pins are just too small. It doesn't have, this isn't like a super strong sucking one, so it doesn't have enough to get into the smaller pins. But it's worth a shot. So we'll go back to the old school approach. I did find your AliExpress profile one day. Yeah. Yeah, I think... Did you message it to me? Somebody did. Wow, this iron heats up a lot faster. Nice. I apologize, I'm not very engaging, chat. You guys can feel free to tune out. At this point, I'm just like in the zone trying to get this thing done. Not me, but a translucent infink is kind of niche. What do you mean by that? Like, the one that I have? Because I know you want it, dude. But I'm not going to sell it because it's too much damn work. I'm okay. I just felt something like snap and it was just it. I just didn't want to break anything. We're just going to trim this. So how cool is that Tekusai is into making music? I should ask him for his... I wonder if he does any instrumental stuff. I'm always looking for background music for Mousecast and for live streams, so that'd be pretty rad. Guys, what's something I say that instantly gives me away as either my age or where, like, that I'm American or that I'm a millennial? Apparently saying sick. Saying something is sick as a way of saying that something's cool is very millennial and is an instant giveaway. I mean, my accent obviously makes me American, but it's probably things that people say Americans say awesome way too much. That's awesome. I want to defend myself and be like, I don't say it. I don't do that, but I know I do. I know I do. I like the Australian YouTubers, the hardware and box guys. They say bin for garbage, and they say oh, they say rubbish if something's bad. That one's fun. What's another fun one that they say? Oh, they say they're keen to something if they like something. If they don't like something, they'll say I'm not too keen on that. Keen here in the US has more of a like awareness. It's more like awareness, not necessarily like a like. So I didn't mean to get it from you. That's how I meant. I found your profile. Your review had gloss shell photo. Oh, yeah, cool. Yeah, somebody found my AliExpress listing because I was it like a Switch review? Yeah, because I do the reviews because you can get like 20 coins from them. And I blow through a lot of coins. Like, I do all the stupid little coin mini games every week. Except for the merge boss. I don't friggin' play merge boss for 5 coins. Fuck that. Oh, dude, I can't get these last two. Do I just leave them? I might just leave them. I play merge boss. It says Halo. Oh, yeah. Are there... some people, like, swear by it, that it's a good way to get those diamonds or whatever. Is it the diamonds? I never really use those. I don't know if I should be. Ooh, I should desolder that. You can trade the diamonds to credits, but it's almost impossible to get. It expires in like 1 second. That's interesting. Yeah, there's so many games on AliExpress. Like, I don't want to say games like actual physical games to play. I mean, just hoops you have to jump through to maximize your savings. I honestly don't recommend AliExpress to people unless I know they're like technically competent and are willing to bend over backwards for a good deal. AliExpress really ain't all that great. At least not anymore. Maybe it was better a while ago. Really what it's nice for is product availability, just being able to get stuff that's not here in your region, you know? I don't know. Did you see the new One Social Star? No, I haven't. I did see that now I get 5 coins by doing a stupid survey. And the survey is like, true or false? If you get more coins if you do a multi-day streak or whatever was today's. All right, left mouse. I warped this PCB, brother. Does that show up on camera? Not really. I'm so bad at this mouse modding thing. Why do you guys watch this? All 7 of you. Leave phalanges alone. I feel like that's not pressing down as far as it should. Welp. I don't know. I'll just have to fulcrum mod that. I posted a picture to Reddit once that was I soldered a micro switch on the bottom of the PCB instead of on the top. And it actually got some upvotes. People thought it was funny. But I did get a couple comments that were like, LOL, you idiot. I don't know if I responded to any of them. You know? On the one hand, like, I've definitely soldered more micro switches than most people ever will. But at the same time, I also don't think I'm particularly great at it. Okay. Yeah, let's solder suck that one out. Some of the goobers from the other pins are going to be blocking me from setting the mechanical pins all the way down. I'm doing all the alley games right now. Yeah, nice. All right. Sure. And right mouse. Mouse, 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 mouse. I don't know how many times a day I say the word mouse or type it. All my like searches that I do for deals. Okay. I think that's it for soldering. Let's check. First thing, I want to check the scroll wheel to see if the height is any improved. I tried mashing it down more. Ugh, it's only good when I... Damn. Damn. Sorry, I'm not talking. I'm focusing. I don't know why I should be talking. I'm also just not in like a super talkative mood, which I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't have streamed today. Maybe I should have just watched the weigh-in show. Every once in a while, I'm like, man, fuck it. I shouldn't watch. I shouldn't do music. I should just watch the weigh-in show because that's what I want to do on a Friday night while mouse modding, and just accept that it'll be my video will be demonetized or whatever. Like, it's not bad. They're just what will happen is they just claim the copyright, so ads get put on my video that I don't have control over, and I don't see the money. All right, plugging in the. Whoops, I need to do both PCBs. Stupid split PCB. Why? It's over, by the way. Yeah, I don't always watch it live. If I'm being honest, I don't really. Like, how many times I've watched it live is maybe like a dozen times over the years. Maybe more. Oh, cool. Razor doesn't fit in the receptacle. Okay. Yup. Mechanical clicks work. Yay. 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 All right. Well, I don't know what I want to do about this encoder because this is kind of a problem. Maybe I should have just done the 7mm all along. Because the problem is I just can't bend it down enough because the stupid pins get in the way. Can I bend the pins more? You know what? Maybe I will just bend the pins more, and if I mess it up, then I'll desolder it. Alright, we're gonna just force these bitches down. Okay, this also like pushed the encoder farther away, which is weird. Maybe that'll still work. This is a pretty long axle. Okay, maybe this is gonna work. Like, the thing's so mangled. Yeah, it still is at quite an angle for it to work. What happens if I put it into the mouse body? Does the mouse body like recenter it? I gotta remember to connect both ribbon cables. I gotta not forget that. I wonder how late I'm gonna stay up tonight. It's like, is it midnight? I took off. Oh, I showered. I was like, I took off my watch. Surprised baby hasn't woken up for a feeding yet. That's probably when I'll take the stream down. Okay, let's just pop this in without doing the ribbon cable just yet. To see how clicks feel and how scroll wheel lines up. Is that right there? Doesn't feel right. Wait, what? Wait, what am I? Oh, I'm so dumb. There's a bracket for it. Jeez, I'm stupid. Okay. Yeah, okay, it goes like this. I was like, the orientation is right, but it's not. There's no screw holes. Mouse modder, by the way. We'll put just 2 screws in just to test. Actually, I'm gonna do 3 screws. Should I just do all 4? Because I don't want it to affect the click feel. I was noticing the PCB bending down when I screwed it in. Yeah. Total weight of all the screws? I did not get that, but there are 4, 8, 12, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. 21 screws total. 22. There's one more for the LED diffuser. 22 screws total. Scroll wheel is grinding on something. Sounds okay there. And then when I plug it in, by the way, the switches felt good. I didn't really mount them, so I don't really have I can't say definitively if I like it or not. Preliminary findings are good. Okay. Sure, I'll get a picture of this too. Why not? Show that I swapped the encoder and the switches. Sure. And now I'm actually going to reference my own pictures to see what screws went where. Okay, I'm using the pan heads, the flange heads for this part. Okay. It's funny, working in engineering, there's all different kinds of screws. You don't really realize it. There's socket head cap screws, there's hex head screws, there's flange hex head screws, there's serrated flange screws, there's button head. Button heads are common. They're like a rounded, kind of dome shape head. There's, you guys might see a fun one are in bathroom stalls. Take a look at the fasteners. Maybe this is an American only thing, but the fasteners that hold bathroom stalls together are like a one direction. They're like a tightening only screw, so you can't loosen them. Isn't that kind of fun? Like they'll be like a flathead, but instead of the slot going all the way through, the slot only has turny points to exert torque on the for tightening only. That's one kind of security screw you'll sometimes see. You'll also sometimes see security torques, which is just torques but with the pin in the middle. Which you can get those. I have some of those screwdrivers here. I believe BMW even has a specialized screw head that's like the BMW logo. The like airplane propeller or whatever. Oh. Do I need to loosen these? There's not enough travel. Yeah, there's not enough travel. That's interesting. That feels better. Interesting. You know, this is supposed to make like click feel better, more consistent, having this separate PCB. And I'm not really feeling it right now, dude. I'm like adjusting the tension on the 4 screws. There's not enough tension. There's not enough, yeah, that doesn't feel great. I'm gonna try changing the fulcrums a little bit. Oh, can I take the... Can I actually unscrew these without taking this whole thing out? What a pain in the butt this mouse is, dude. Too stiff. That might be good there. So, Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 2 is on sale 90% off for $3 today. Me and Daz and another friend of mine all got it today, so we're going to try that game out. Not the PvP. I mean, maybe we'll try the PvP at some point, but we're mainly in it for the like co-op Infinity Wave mode. Kind of like how we've been enjoying Crab Champs. We were looking for another Crab Champs adjacent title. And it was recommended to me by a friend. So. Why do we not use nylon screws in mice to reduce weight? Or is the metal more sturdy at thinner sizes? If you were to use a nylon screw, it'd be too soft and you would like strip it. Project W uses titanium screws. Titanium screws. What's the titanium? What's titanium's density? Titanium density. 4.51 grams per centimeter cubed. Yeah, so that's like way less dense than steel. That's like what, 40% less dense than steel? So titanium screws are an option, but nylon would strip as soon as you try to tighten it. Are you guys gonna stream it? Yeah, probably. I mean, not like hardcore. It'll be, you know, we'll probably do it at some point. You know, we're not Let's Play YouTubers. Yeah, there's just not enough travel, dude. Oh man, this has like... The scroll wheel is rubbing on something too. Man, this is a really frustrating build. I'm kind of done with this mouse. I've been streaming for like probably close to 3 hours on one mouse. That's insane. Yeah, so the switches are as low as they can go. Yup. I could try shimming that just a hair. These little standoff posts. I'm sorry, this is like such boring content, but I really want to figure this out. And I'm like so tempted to just be done and end the stream or move on to another mouse, but I know I'm not going to revisit this until it's done. I need to get this off my desk. Is it the switches that I chose? I don't think so. I don't think it's helping that their actuation point is like further down. Hmm. Oh. Oh, I'm not wearing my slippers either. That's why my feet hurt. You know what, guys? I'm gonna pause on this, and I will briefly show off the other mice that I have. That I received, and then we'll end the stream. It's 1 a.m. there. Yeah, it's pretty late. And I mean, I have a baby, so I'm like going on 4 hours of sleep. Okay. Imeku P1. Is this? I don't think this is a. So this is like a full-size prime clone. Let me grab my N7. And I will also grab my Zhaopin ZPW. For the Mega Prime Clone Roundup. Zhaopin ZPW. Damn, that's a good mouse. Okay, so just going by vibes. Can I tell which one? Yep. Imeku P1 is definitely the largest. ZPW is the smallest. And then Dharma Shark is in between. You know, the side button placement is kind of interesting too. They all have different side button executions. The P1s, they're actually really flat. I didn't realize this, and I do not like this. I could see other people liking it. I do not. The coating on this is actually really good. This has a really nice coating. The buttons have kind of a hollowness to them. Are these using ratios? Or maybe like a TTC Dustproof Gold? They feel rather hollow. Build quality solid though. Yeah, it's good. I don't know what's the weight coming in at. I'm gonna guess 59. 55, okay, not bad. I wonder how big the battery is. I hope this has a 500 milliamp hour. If I could reduce the weight by like 7 grams, that would be really cool. Yeah, it's a nice feeling mouse though. It definitely feels. Does it feel better? See, the hollow clicks kind of make it feel cheaper. Also, the wheel doesn't protrude up as much as the other two, and I like more protrudy wheels. The full size shape though, it feels less dense because it's larger, and owie, something sharp. And I gotta say, the large shape feels nice. Yeah, dude, I kind of like that. That's weird that I like that so much. Not enough post travel. Not enough post travel, so a little bit hollow feeling. Yeah, the wheel needs to protrude up more, especially since on an ergo, you know, you have similar button heights. So yeah, particularly the left mouse, it just does not stick up high enough. I don't know, some people actually might like that. I really hope this is using a mechanical switch that I can swap out. I really hope it's not a Raisha. Yeah, it feels kind of dull and hollow. The skates are really nice. Build quality is nice. The coating's nice. That's one thing that makes a mouse feel so much more premium, is having a good coating. So I'm rather happy about the P1 in that regard. The skates, again, are also, I think I showed that. The skates are quite nice. They remind me of, like, the Siberia EX's skates. Or, like, ATK. This is the packaging. Ooh, what color cable do we have? Oh, bummer. Is it just black? This is my first time opening this. Yeah, it's just a black cable. Bummer. There's the dongle. Haven't seen that dongle design before. And we have extra skates. And what's this? What's this circle thing? What? Is that to, like, stick the dongle down to a surface? I don't know what this circle is. What? It's like a sticker, but it's like thick plastic, like acrylic. Okay, it's just a little swag piece. Cool, sure. As if, I don't know, does Imeku have any other products? In the mouse world, I only know of this and nothing else, so. Even their cable. Oh, their cable's nice. Yeah, no, their cable's actually pretty nice. Like, I wonder what happened to Imeku, you know? Did they just, like, release one product and then it didn't work out? Or are they doing, like, a Fine Max where they're just releasing one product under the brand name, but they're going to be releasing more under different names? It has a magnetic box. Actually, decently strong magnets. Okay. Yeah, I'm actually rather excited for this shape, dude. Full-size Prime, but actually why I didn't realize how much I like the full-size Prime compared to the Mini. I thought I liked the Mini more, but recently I've been enjoying larger mice. Not that interesting, but I did get a Imperial Red Lamzu Maya with red obsidian skates to it too. Rather scratchy skates, but pretty fast. Actually really nice skates. I do like obsidians. And yeah, it's a Maya. It's a decent mouse. This grip tape that's on it, though, I don't know if this is a Lamzu branded grip tape. It says Voltaic on it. This stuff sucks, though. It's like rather plasticky. Does not feel good. And then I got, I'm not going to unbox this, but I did get a Corsair Saber V2 Pro. And I got, what else am I missing here? That's a CS2 skin. Oh, that's cool. Your in-game skin can match your mouse. I'm down with that. Dynamo Shark goes there. And then, where's the last mouse? Here it is. ATK A9 Air. Oh, I don't think this is... I think this is copyrighted. DJ Bliat Man. I know that song too. It's like a meme song. It's a good one. It's a good meme song. Yeah, ATK A9 Air. Let's check the weight. Huge skates, dude. Absolutely massive. Like, there's more skate to the bottom of the mouse than not. I'm gonna guess 50.89. 52. Okay, yeah. I can see it. Coating's really nice on this mouse. Scroll wheel's really nice. Clicks are really nice. Yeah. This is a really good mouse. I like the A9 Air branding too. It looks cool in person. I thought it would kind of look goofy online. Nah, in person it looks nice. Air, kind of like a old school Airstream camper or something. This is probably 3 grams in skates. Sad. I won't really be able to take them off without at least somewhat bending them, but I'll probably still take them off and do a disassembly. Oh, sorry, was I off screen? A little bit. Yeah. Anywho. Okay, guys. Thank you guys for watching, Mike. Thank you for sticking around and chat and saying hi. I appreciate it. I'm gonna take the stream down after I package this stuff up. Maybe I'll go right to bed. Oh, did I hear my baby? Maybe just in time. And I need to fix this damn Attack Shark mouse. I was so excited for this, and I'm so disappointed. This is one of the most disappointing mice I've tried in a while. The coating sucks. The weight was lied about. Switches do not feel great in it. Maybe I should have stuck with the Omron Opticals, surprisingly. Even though they don't feel that great in an angled PCB. Yeah. 500 milliamp hour battery. Nordic has good specs. It looks pretty. Yeah, I'm still disappointed. And I broke one of my stupid... Ugh, alright. I'm okay. I'm okay, guys. Alright. I'll catch you guys later. How were they so off with the weight? Did they use the kitchen scale? I don't know, man. I think it's more just they changed it. They product development or something changed. I don't know. Who knows? I just plugged in the Imeku Yeah, Imeku feels pretty good. Feels better than the Attack Shark with a good coating. Cool.